Okay, what's going on, guys? We're going to go over the 3-5-2 custom tactics and instructions. Actually, one of my favorite formations right now. I'm sure many of you know I've loved the 3-5-2 since FIFA 19, really. This is going to be a really good one, especially if you like to build up and you're struggling to attack. I just want to say one key position this year is kind of what I'm going for. Is I play Gvardiol on centre back, and the reason for that is because he's got the pinged pass. But we'll go over that instructions in a second. Let's go straight into tactics. So, defensive style, look, realistically in a 3-5-2, you defend in a back five. But momentarily when you're attacking, you're going to have a back three. So, I think having the defensive style too aggressive, it's too much. In fact, what you're better off doing this year is, let's say you wanted to be aggressive, is, for example, making the depth, for example, 71, and letting a game just press for you automatically and kind of do the auto press instead of using a pressing tactic is what I would say. So I'd recommend balanced. For the width, I've actually reduced this just a bit more this year to 38. The reason why, it kind of comes down to two things. Number one is because when you're defending, don't forget, when you have the ball, when you're attacking, you're defending the back three. Then after you lose the ball, it takes some time for your left mid and right mid. That's why pace is very important for these positions, but it takes some time for them to come back. So the reason why I've done this is like, I just want to lock out the middle areas, because I think the middle areas where people are really going, making the passes back into middle passes, driven passes to strikers. So I want the team to be as narrow as I can without being too exposed on the wings. I think with the 5 back line, you have to always drop the depth, I would say, below 50, unless you're playing aggressive. Now, for the depth, as I mentioned, auto offside trap 71. For those that are using it, really want to use it, you can. I would say for this formation, for a 3-5-2, it's just way too much. It's way too much depth. I think 71, you're going to step out one of the players and you're going to get countered and you're going to concede. This is why people always cry and they say, oh, I keep conceding. Guys, if you're conceding and you know you can't handle the depth, just reduce it. I know everyone's saying use 71 depth, but if you know you can't handle it, then reduce it. It depends on your opponent. If you're playing, for example, someone who's weaker than you, then put this to 71 and you can start stomping over them. But if you're up against someone who's better than you and you know they're better than you, how is having 71 depth going to help you? So inside the game, don't cry. Just adapt to it, guys. Don't just listen to someone say 71 depth the entire game, because that's not true. It depends on who you're playing against. If you're versing a pro player, 71 depth could cost you the game entirely. So it's very, very important you understand where you are in the game. And am I winning? Am I losing? If I'm winning, I'm not using 71 depth, no matter if it's OP or not. Now, for the build-up play, you have two choices here. I still prefer long ball. I just think it's just so good because you players move quickly. It's really, really good for the counter-attack. But since a lot of you guys are struggling with build-up play, I would recommend slow build-up play. In fact, you can use any of the three. So this will just depend now entirely on one of your three play styles. If you'd like to be a bit slower or you struggle with build-up play, slow build-up play. Balanced, I would say, would work for everyone. But if you're like me and you like to be a bit more tacky on the front foot, use long ball. But as I said, remember, you're going to have a back three, guys. So if you lose the ball, you could be very much in trouble. So experiment with this before you try this in your weekend league is what I would say. Chance creation, I always think in the 3-5-2 forward runs is the most superior one. I'm not even going to talk about direct passing here. I'm just going to stick with forward runs. I've tried direct passing on this one. I don't like it. I prefer forward runs here. Same as I've always done for the past 4 years. The width, all I've done is I put the width down to 35. Now, what you can do, you can use hug the sidelines inside the game. So the left mid and right mid, you can make them wide as possible to make this formation wider. The way I like to look at this formation is kind of like a 4-1-2-1-2 in the middle of the left mid, right mid. It's like a 4-2-3-1 with an extra striker. And then it's a 4-4-2. Within a cam. So if anyone says they can't attack with this formation, you basically can't attack with any formation, because this is all those four formations, or all those three meta superior formations put together. Very, very good. And in the players in the box, you can put this on 6. I think that's a good appropriate balance. Corners and free kicks as you want to. Now, the big one, the instruction. So there is a couple of ways you can play this. Now, you might have, for the OG viewers, you might remember my comeback and offense tactic, which you defend in the midfield 3. When you defend in a 5-3-1-1, I wouldn't recommend it. It does work, but I wouldn't recommend it this year, just because I feel like you want 3 players on stay forward for the counter attack. So for the old viewers that know what I'm talking about in that situation, you can, but I'd recommend stay central, get it behind, stay forward. The cam, stay forward, get into the box for cross. The idea is 2 CDMs and a back line of 5 you'll be defending. When you get the ball, you're going to have that triangle up front. And most players that are playing a 4-3-2-1 or something of that nature, you're going to have at least a 3 versus 3 or 3 versus 4 at the back. Most of the time, you'll be fine, because The cam sits behind the two strikers. So for the counter attack, this is why I like to use long ball, because I'm like, these three players want to stay forward, get the ball quickly as I can, smack a driven pass. You've got someone like Stanway with a pinged pass, even better to move the ball quickly. I go with the player positions, what's important as well. If you want to get better at FC24, I do have an FC in 24 FIFA School series. But before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund you your money? I can say that because I've been running this school for many years and thousands of people have already joined and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you the theory of it and then showing you gameplay examples in a structured format. Unlike my YouTube channel, they are a progressive learning system teaching you everything from the core mechanics to the meta so you can get better as a whole, with explanations that go beyond the scope of my YouTube channel. FC School has already started with new videos coming out every single week. These videos will adjust to the recent patches and updates so you can stay up to date and ahead of your competition. So come join thousands of others in a mature community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/NeilGuides or click the link down below. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube channel in fact, with new FC24 videos getting added constantly so you never run out of content. Remember, the biggest mistake people make is they spend thousands of dollars on FIFA points every single year thinking a team will make them better, but it won't. But now it's time for you to make that change. And don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, just send me a message and I'll refund your money. That is the Neil Guides guarantee. Patreon.com/NeilGuides. Link is down below in the description or click on the pinned comment below. Left mid, right mid, come back on the fence, get in behind for both of them. And get into the box for a cross for both of them. No cut inside, nothing funky like that. Just both of them get into the box for a cross, come back on the fence, get in behind. Ideally, you'd want someone here who's got good, I'll say high work rate. It's ideal here, high medium. You can play attacking fullback Saka Hakimi, but I think Llorente and Swanson I think are really good. The reason why I do this is if I want to play like a 4-2-3-1, I can just move everyone across and then Llorente can slot back into right back. So in a week tactics setup tomorrow, you'll see that how I use this. So you can play another formation. You don't have to play 3-5-2 for the remainder of your weekend leagues or whatever. You could just swap them as you want to. So for example, I'll use my attacking slot. If I'm winning, I might go to like a 4-2-3-1, but that's what I'd recommend. Nothing funky here. No conservative. I don't think there's that much of an issue with stamina this year compared to other years. Both CDMs on cut passing lanes, step up while attacking, very important for stability. The left back and right back, we have them both on stay back. I was considering overlap, but probably not now. I think maybe just a bit too early for that. The only thing I would say which is important is these positions here, you need high pace here. I would say ideally high work rates, and ideally I would, in my opinion, 90+ sprint speed, in my opinion, because they need to go up and down the entire pitch. When you got the ball, they need to go forward. When you lose the ball, they got to come back and retreat back to right back position. So although they don't come back, they will help. For the cam, you need someone like Debinha and Messi, someone that can dribble with the ball. For the striker, you can go with one tall and one short. That's fine. You could have, I have two short, Morgan and Son, or Son's kind of like in between short and tall. But one player that's liquid like Morgan, even though she hasn't got the best of balance, she's short, so she moves very good. So you could go with a Colomorani, for example, and a Diani as another example. Or you could go with, let's say you decide to put, I don't know, Hullet, for example, as an example, Hullet up there, and you want to put Pele next to him. It's up to you. Or R9 and Pele. CDMs, I think if you can get the pinged pass playstyle is very important. Stanway, she got the playstyle plus, absolutely unbelievable. You've seen that video that I released that yesterday. Sonnet is, you need at least one CDM here. I've gone with like kind of two players that can play both CDM roles. I think that gives you that stability as well. And the only position I'll say which is kind of important this year is this position. Because of the new press, now although you might not be pressing, you'll be up against 71 depth press. Now I think this position is more important than other years. You need to put someone here who's got good passing. I'd recommend good over the top passes, or I'd recommend Guardiola because he's got that pinged pass. So if you have someone with a pinged pass, I'm gonna call it PP playstyle. Pinged pass. You need that realistically. If it's the playstyle plus, even better, but you realistically can't. There's no defenders that have it. But Guardiola does a good job. If not, just try to get someone who's got good short passing and long passing. But I think realistically, Guardiola's really good there. But ping pass, I think, is very important for distribution, to distribute the ball to these players. And this pass is very important. This R1 plus L1 plus square pass. Try it inside the game. It's your savior. Get the ball with the centre back. Ping this to the left mid and right mid. you know what I'm talking about in game. It's unbelievable up the pass. Anyway, that is a 352 custom tactics. Hope you enjoy this video. If you want to get better at FIFA, come to my FIFA scores, patreon.com/no guys. Links down below, description, or you should click over there somewhere. And guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week for tomorrow's weekly tactic update. Peace out.